Hey everyone, Michael right back at you on the Archangel 15. Felt compelled to do a really quick short video on my final thoughts about D-bag Don Trump. I sort of have an unwritten rule. I have like my own Art of War rules book that like after reading that book and applying so much of the deep entailed philosophy to my own life, I came up with like numerous things that were not in it that I really feel like apply to the same level of basic principles that Sun Tzu is trying to convey. One of them is like choose your enemies wisely. Like don't go like even just by going to war or coming to attack somebody, you prop them up. Like some people are not worthy of your regard and your I guess your outrage and your energy, so to speak. And he's kind of in the past. There's no point of even really bringing him up. But I still see people flying their stupid Trump flags, and like I want to put the nail in the coffin. CPAC is coming up here, and if like for them to even put this clown on stage is a disgrace to like not only the Republican Party, which he's already done enough damage for. The other day I got in like I was on YouTube typing back and forth with somebody, and they were saying about how like he's like already testing the waters for 2024. And I said on there, I said, hasn't he already done enough damage to the Republican Party? And it kind of gets into my whole Socratic method thing. Like you can do more damage by asking a simple question than you can by just being incendiary and coming out basically after somebody. I'm gonna kind of just go through here real fast. Like I said, this is just like an extemporaneous, sporadic presentation I decided to do. I have my own personal issues that I've talked about numerous times in the past. I just want to put it out there that like he's associated with a whole bunch of pedophiles in his country club, not just Epstein, but there's numerous of them. They steal, and not only that, but the Italian mafia. And if you think the Italian mafia is above the Russian mafia and the Chinese mafia, that they can go stick it somewhere else, because they're not. They never, like, maybe they had their day in the sun here, but because they followed clowns like him, and because they have a whole bunch of CIA bald Italian pedophiles, working there, their day is done. They can go either live and die underground with their little stolen kids, or I guess face the music above ground and breathe the poison air and eat the poison food like everybody else. I've said before, like I have this picture. I actually put it on here where like Ivanka's sitting on his lap, like in a really creepy way, and then this other one with Epstein, him and Ivanka. I really believe that like Ivanka was a stolen kid from the Ashkenazi, Russian, Ukrainian, Jewish, she's not Czechoslovakian bloodline, and that Tiffany is actually their daughter, not Marla Maple's daughter. And if you look at Tiffany and Ivanka, they look like father, like mother and daughter. That's my opinion. And there's others in his family that are real shady as well. And like basically, the reason I had to do this is because like he wanted to not only steal the second election, he also wanted to steal the third temple in Israel. And you better believe wholeheartedly that if he won, that Don Jr. would have been running in 2024. And like everybody knew this, everybody saw this, and we cannot have like, our founder George Washington was very adamant about like this type of tyranny, and like maybe there's people that were more worthy of it than others. It's not Obama, it's not the Bushes, and it's certainly not Trump. And like it'll be interesting to see in 2024 what they do. I almost have my suspicions that Michelle Obama is going to run in 2024, and that there was like some kind of big takeover during the whole Obama administration. It's not like coming to light and like gets into like the deep suppression of myself, but I'm not going to get into that. And so basically, I'm going to start with this. If you are a Donald Trump supporter, name me one thing, one simple thing that he has done of substance to deserve re-election. And this is where everybody gets, like most, I've asked this to numerous people. Most people cannot even answer one thing. Most people they just like, look, they know that I'm right, and they just walk away. But then like you have other people that go on Google, and there's like a list that's prepared on Google or somewhere of like 6 things that, he did. And like I don't want to accept any of them. And like the ones that come up are the economy, the jobs, the building a wall, and judges. Okay, so I'll tell you why I won't accept the economy. So like there's right before he was elected, there's like all these videos where he promised to pay off our national debt. He's the king of debt. That was what his book, The Art of the Deal, which he didn't even write supposedly, was about. And he actually also talks about 9/11 like 11 months before it happened. Like it mentions Bin Laden by name. Like he knew, like he was tied into the whole 9/11 conspiracy. He knew about it. He was pre-picked for this job probably when he stole Ivanka. And like they were like going to have like this whole little dynasty with the Freemasons and the Italian Catholic pedophile mafia. And Basically, like I said, this was like many years in the making. This whole entire thing, and like the other day, they just imploded his Trump Plaza in Atlantic City. Like I have very very deep ties to Atlantic City, going back to my grandfather. I had like very very personal to me. But the Trump Plaza was like right in the center of town when you'd come in. The resort's still there, the oldest one. There's some other ones like the Sands that are no longer there. I could go into a whole thing about Atlantic City history. I'm not going to do that. But like he used to have a crown, like it was like it was like Trump Plaza had a crown, like he was like trying to like he saw himself as some type of king, and like that was the red flag here. It's like when he started like push, like he didn't give a damn about this country. All he wanted was to be like idolized, like some kind of deity, and steal the third temple in Israel with his stolen family. That's all he cared about. So anyhow, I won't accept the economy. He promised numerous times to pay off our national debt. He only increased it. Okay? So then the jobs. Okay, so like if you look at these jobs he created, they were $14 an hour jobs. $14 an hour jobs aren't going to cut it, ladies and gentlemen. You know, meanwhile, like there's people that are like paying $500,000 a year to go to his country club. You know, if you want to eat this crap, then go right ahead. But like I don't buy it. Like I'm like really based into like egalitarianism, and like please, like don't say I'm a communist. Don't say I'm a socialist. I am an egalitarian. I am a libertarian, and I am above all a constitutionalist. And you know, this is how the truth is Trump's a communist. The truth is all these other people are communists, and they push a two-class system. And you know, like if you don't see the writing on the wall, I feel bad for you. If you don't remember what this country was like when we actually used to have a middle class, I feel bad for you. If you don't realize that they killed off an entire generation of middle class white kids with heroin to steal their land, I feel bad. It's sad. Like what happened is nothing short of a Holocaust in this country. But so, anyways, saying okay, let's say that like if first off, if you look at the stock market under Obama and Trump, they're like it was perfectly fine under Obama. Like he came out trying to scare people, saying that if Biden was elected, that the stock market was going to collapse and you were going to lose your 401k money. That obviously did not happen. Okay, like he's trying like to pull those scare tactics shows a very major lack of honor and a lack of leadership on his behalf, and he should not be speaking in front of CPAC or anybody. You know, I feel bad for the clowns that still give this guy the time of day. I really wish that people, like when he goes to speak at CPAC, that people would get up and walk out like they did on a true hero, Ahmadinejad. And like if you ever like seriously look up the UN speech about Ahmadinejad when people walked out on him and they like made a huge deal of it in the media, and like look at the transcripts of what he said, and everything he said was dead on. That the United States was responsible for 9/11. That like they're responsible for all this other issues and problems, and like it's like malarkey. So if the $14 an hour jobs weren't enough, along with all these capital gains taxes from his amazing stock market, which in my opinion was artificially pumped, you know, like then technically shouldn't we have more tax revenue coming in? Because of all these jobs, shouldn't we have more tax revenue coming in from the capital gains taxes? Shouldn't we have more tax revenue coming in from, you know, all these all the employment and all the projects and the real estate sales and you know everything? And then like obviously it did not help paying off our national debt. So he should not get credit for the economy. That's not working. It didn't work. You know, after we had all the craziness, the turmoil in the markets, this year the IRS probably did receive a huge check in capital gains taxes from people that were holding their positions for like 30, 40, 50 years and finally sold them because of coronavirus, which you already know how I feel about that. So, like you know, like I said, this wouldn't increase tax revenue or even begin to pay off our national debt, then what will? We really need to basically come after the rich 1% and just tax the living shit out of them or take their money. They're really the problem. And a lot of them probably have their money in offshore banking accounts by now or tax havens, just like Trump. And like he just lost the case to like I guess have to reveal a lot of his finance information. You're going to see if it ever does come to like why he was trying to hide this information. You know, we need to make sure we don't ever let this clown get off the ground again. And, you know, like his thousands and thousands of incendiary tweets on Twitter where they actually had to eventually shut him down. And I'm a huge champion of freedom of speech. But, I mean, his stuff that he was saying, like the night of the election, he came on and said, I won the election. Like, you know, like, and other things as well. And, like, like I said, this is like an old school CIA tactic where he's trying to make it look like they stole it from him, but he was the one trying to steal it from everyone else. And like I said, like at one point he had ties to the Russian mafia and other people, and like the whole like his old casino ties, the Italian mafia. But like they saw that like like with his stolen kids and everything else, that like he was trying to basically give way too much provenance to the WASPs and like other people as well. And there's no honor in his words whatsoever. A defining moment in my life was when I came like I just had this bitterness, like this hatred for this man. Just like listening to his words made me just irritated, and I tried to say, what is it about him? What is it about him? And it just one day just clicked. And like it was like basically after like talking to Asian people, and then like if you ever talk to Asian people, and then you talk to somebody like him, or like just listen to how they talk, and like his words exude no honor whatsoever. Like Joe Biden, I did not vote for Joe Biden. Love him or hate him, but at least Joe Biden's words exude honor. Like and like once you see like see the difference between people who have it and who don't have it, like you can clearly see that like it's usually like people that are like silver spoon spoiled brat kids that don't have it first and foremost. And like I'm sorry, Don. We don't want to see you at the Third Temple. I'm sorry, Don. We don't want to see your pompous kids, take over after you. I'm sorry, you're nobody special. And like, for on this channel, here's a special offer. I will make and send a special handmade gift of some kind. I don't know what it's going to be yet. Maybe I'll give you one of my copper bracelets, whatever. I want one quote of substance that we will remember Don for. Like, please, like something that he said that like is like on the level of like worthiness to be like recorded. And like the only one I found that I kind of like is when the looting starts, the shooting starts. And like he had this country more divided than it ever was in its existence. And it's a disgrace to our republic. It's a disgrace to our democracy. And for his followers to be still flying these flags and embracing his games is an absolute outrage to me. Like there's nothing, like I said, please give me one thing. The judges, I'm not going to accept that because like he's not the judge. Anybody can appoint a judge. You know what I mean? Like that's not something of substance. Building a wall. You think in 2020, 2021, like ordering some people to go build a wall? Like the truth is there's already a lot of immigrants in this country. The truth is it probably wouldn't matter if they built the wall anyway. And from what last time I checked, I don't even think it was completely built. But the people that fly the flags are probably either just like simple folks and like either like connected to either oil money or warmongers, basically, and like probably like have this deep love for the American fallacy and like have maybe made a lot of money in the stock market investing in these fallacious companies, and they're all part of the game, and maybe their kids get to go jet set around and they play everybody else to be a fool, and that's why they still like herald him and embrace him. But like the rest of the world's awake. I'm telling you, if you ever go around the world, you'll see that he would have got less than 1%, less than 3% of the entire like world vote if they were like to support him, not even just to vote for him, just to support him. One would be the 1% that like are his cronies. Two, another percent would be the people that are right behind them, and another percent would be people that are too stupid to even know what you're talking about. So anyhow, like wake up and just realize that this guy's a clown. He's an absolute moron. And I don't like to like be so, like I said, I send you, like I said, like I told you about when I started this, choose your enemies wisely. But like it's time to bury this clown once and for all. And like even think that he's going to run again in 2024. Like please, the Republican Party, we deserve better. Please wake up, cut this guy down before he like I said, gets off the ground. Don Jr., let it let's see what, like give me a couple quotes of his, or give me something of substance he's done other than start businesses with his daddy's money. So, like I said, give me one quote or one thing of substance even. Like I said, it's not the economy. It's not going to count because he lied about it, all that. Not the $14 an hour jobs. And, if you want to give me some BS about some black, he supported black people, or, no. Like, there's like every single answer I've gotten is like from a script that like people search on Google or like QAnon or something. And it's a joke. It's a joke. He's wrong. And, the whole thing is a bigger game, to be honest with you. It's like this, bipartisan divide and conquer tactics, and anybody that were actually to come and like meet in the middle to like unify like this country would be suppressed, killed, or just like never get off the ground running. So thank you for your time, folks, and take care. I'll see you possibly again in the future.